EA Sports and the PGA of America are proud to present third round coverage of the PGA Championship. Built on a 2-mile stretch of Lake Michigan over what was an abandoned airfield, quite a layout. It is Whistling Straits in Kohler, Wisconsin, site of not one but 2 PGA championships. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo for EA Sports. Frank getting set for a challenging back 9.
Decision to be made here, really. How much do you want a chance with the tee shot? A good drive down the left side of this hole will actually get you very close to the green. But if you miss it left, problems. Long and straight.
That's how you do it. They'll be pretty happy with that 290-yard poke off the tee. Well, he's going to have to hit the same club a lot harder or just hit another one. Playing this par 4, still not on the green after that second shot.
But still not done. A good third shot, maybe get away here with par.
Good thing he stayed in the first cut, because just a couple of feet over, that rough is really deep. We haven't seen a whole lot of that, Frank, but that has to feel good. .645-yard par 5 11th. They call this hole the sandbox, and hopefully, Frank, you're not picking up the shovel here.
Yeah, I don't care who you are. If you're reaching this par 5 and 2, then you don't belong on this planet.
Frank, I think that's going in the bunker.
Looks like it.
No fairway here. This one in that rough. Second shot coming out of the rough here. Oh, a bit unfortunate. Wasn't able to avoid the sand trap. This is one of the more challenging shots in the game. The fairway bunker shot, isn't it, Frank?
It is. You look at the distance involved, you know, obviously what's in front of him now. He has to hit this shot absolutely clean.
He makes a great pass at the golf ball. It's powerful, but it's rhythmic at the same time. Out of the sand and back on the fairway.
Yeah, good shot. Just really utilized that little bit between the ears. Realized he couldn't reach the green, and instead opted for fairway.
Now his fourth shot. no, look out, Frank. I think he flushed that one.
Oh, this is going, gone.
That one was running so hot. Now in the top 25 after the par. Back to the action here at the 12th. It is a par 3, and Frank, a little bit of a breather, at least in terms of yardage.
Well, that's about it, because this green is one of the most undulating on the golf course. I doubt there's a flat spot on this green. Oh, solid strike right in the heart of the green.
Early part of this second nine, and a good approach shot. Now, pretty good chance for birdie.
There's no snacks, though.
Good try, just didn't quite read the break, Frank.
It shouldn't be a problem, you'd think, cleaning up here for par.
Locked in on the read and the speed. He'll take par and move on. On to the 13th, and this par 4, Frank, they lovingly call cliffhanger. How do you deal with these 402 yards, Frank?
Really, you got to pick a spot down the left side. Even where the rough isn't really such a bad line. Keep it down there, let everything kick to the right, but you have to avoid missing right here. Game's about rhythm. When you have good rhythm, it just looks effortless. To hit the ball 300 yards through the air, that easy.
Paying attention like a little kid at school, Frank. That baby's sitting up.
Sitting up. It's got the best view as well. You don't even need binoculars from where that ball is.
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
That's well played. And now a good look at birdie. Now this for birdie came away with par in the previous round. Tough game, Frank. You can hit 300-yard drives and miss 3-foot putts.
Yeah, there's the ecstasy, and that's the agony.
Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either. Good putt. Now to the par 4 14th. It is a dogleg left, about 396 yards.
Yeah, it really narrows up around that 300-yard mark. So this is another hole, really, where you don't need a driver. But somehow you've got to get that ball in the fairway. Remember, 250 yards only leaves 145 in.
Pretty good drive here.
Another straight one.
Frank, this is a way to make golf easy when you can hit it that deep.
Oh, I'm going to say, I know that first number's a 3. I'm guessing the second one's a 2. Let's call it 320. Well, there's a big green, and they're going to use every inch of it.
That one inside of 10 feet, really dialed in. Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus.
That's the cruelest thing about this game, Rich. I mean, it's just now it's another shot.
Frank, you can see by the reaction, it has been that kind of week. Just a few too many pars. Frank, you've been there at so many tournaments around the world. One round to go, a chance to win. What's that feeling like?
Oh, this is the fun part, knowing whether or not your body can handle the situation. You've got to push it to the limit, but that's what sport and golf is all about. Trying to do something that you've dreamed of for so long.
EA Sports and the PGA of America are proud to present final round coverage of the PGA Championship. That appeared to be a good strike right there, Frank.
Oh, good. It's just towering. Look at that hanging in the sky.
Nicely played shot, about 310 yards down the fairway. Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
Appears to be what they call a commercial play. Very solid. You can't hide the flagstick from that man.
He is just unbelievable. That never deviated offline.
Birdie here yesterday, trying to do it again today. Good birdie right there. On to 4 under par for the championship. Par 5 11th, and Frank, just a few bunkers here on this hole.
A few. I've lost count of how many bunkers there are on 11. Ideally, you want to hit it down the left side, and this really where you take the head cover off, a good long one, because 645, doesn't matter whichever way you cut it, it's going to be a few good hits plus some more. He's loading up on it.
Look at the coil there.
Huge with a capital H.
Moved it a long ways. Good tee shot right in the fairway and plenty long. Playing his second shot here at the par 5. That was a big, bold strike, and now a chance for a big, bold move. Putt for eagle coming up. This one just requires a little bit of focus. You couldn't ask for much more than that, except to make it. Makeable putt right here, currently sitting at 1 under for the round.
That might go unnoticed, Rich, but that birdie just sneak inside the top 15.
Frank, the previous hole we took out the sledgehammer. Now at the 12th, we'll need a scalpel, it looks like.
Yeah, at 163 yards, you wouldn't think it's very long. But really, the problem is the green. You can pitch the ball in the middle of this green, and still it can kick over. So be very, very aware of the mounding and the undulations on this green. This looks like it's going to find the target.
Really good distance control there, playing well to his strengths.
Second shot.
Starting to move on this leaderboard now, Frank.
It's got a nice look to it. Another who's who.
Frank, here at the 13th, it's pretty obvious where the trouble is.
Yeah, all right, that's for sure, plus Lake Michigan there if you go even further right. But at 402 yards, don't have to hit driver down here. Even a 3-wood and a wedge would get you home here. So remember, fairway first, then set up the scoring chance.
Well, this looks good.
It certainly is.
What a turn of events. Just turned this round upside down. Started off slow, but then managed to pick up the pace and back on track now. Frank, playing downhill, you always want to take less club. Go ahead and hit the ball a little harder. I mean, that's how the game is played, right there.
He's just making it look so easy. That birdie coming up, formality.
Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. And it drops for birdie. So with 5 holes left to play here at the PGA Championship, we arrive at this dogleg left, par 4.
Well, it's called Widow's Watch, but really it's a thinking man's hole. A long iron, maybe even a fairway wood just down the right side. That should set up a relatively simple short iron. What a great shot.
Nice long tee shot there and a good lie, Frank. Pretty good tee shot, Frank, down that right portion. Size up this approach now.
Another green that's slightly raised and protected, really, in all 360 degrees around this green. So even though it's a short iron, it has to be well struck to make that ball land softly.
This one looks like it's headed right for the middle of the dance floor, Frank.
Rather nice shot, I would say.
Midway through this back 9, could use this birdie here at the 14th. Made par yesterday. This one for birdie. Good try, just didn't quite read the break, Frank.
It shouldn't be a problem, you'd think, cleaning up here for par.
Continues to roll it very well all day long. Frank, lots of sand and beach in view here at the 15th.
Yeah, this starts a tremendous 4-hole run to the clubhouse. And this is going to require your best tee shot. Maybe a little fade off the tee would keep it away from those bunkers on the left and set up that second shot.
Always makes the hole easier, playing it from the fairway. Still from 141 yards out, it's a green light special. He's making the game look very simple right now. See it, hit it, and he's got it right on track. You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. So one shot closer to the lead, that birdie. Frank, as you know, the finishing holes of a major championship can make even the world's #1 player buckle under the pressure. How do you avoid that?
Well, with a good drive to start here, there's a series of bunkers that start about 300 yards down the right side. You'd like to start your tee shot on those and maybe work it back towards the fairway to get a little bit more run and make this hole reachable. Rich, there's great drivers of the ball. We've seen Norman, Necklace over the years, but that there is just excellent. Lovely full turn, plenty of power, and just piped it.
Made it look easy right there, and he's such a good-looking player. When he's dialed in, swinging the way he is right now, just a pleasure to watch. This is a good-looking shot. Well, couldn't have done much better than that, and the eagle is looking very likely now. Shouldn't be a problem here. That looked for all the world like it was dead center.
I've got no idea how that missed.
Par yesterday, now for birdie. Putting up some impressive numbers out here now, 9 under for the tournament. Well, Frank, we know that Pete Dye has given the world some intimidating par 3s, most notably the 17th at TPC Sawgrass. He says this one is even more fearsome.
And the reason why is the drop up on the left. It's 20 feet below the level of the green. Then you've got the sand dunes on the right, which are sort of speckled with bunkers as well. And then there's a little sliver of green grass in between. That's the green.
That one was running so high. Chance to set himself up for a good scoring opportunity with his second shot here. Either misjudged the win or simply just pulled the wrong club, Frank.
Going to take some skill now.
You like this one, Frank?
Oh, it's a good one. Safely on.
Settles in over the putt. Yeah, that really hurts, Frank, missing the bogey putt.
Yeah, now time to get the handkerchief. Double bogey coming up.
Couple shots over par. The final hole, the 18th, and the clubhouse in the distance. Frank, it's looking like home sweet home, isn't it?
Well, if you can hit the fairway here, that's one thing, but it still leaves an enormously long second shot.
He has just hammered this drive here at the 18th, and now he is in a really good position to make a birdie here on the final hole. Frank, one last full swing. What are they looking at here at 18?
Well, even with a good tee shot, you're left with a long yardage in, so chances are you're hitting a long iron all the way across 7 Mile Creek, which wraps around the front and the left side. So this is going to take your best second shot. Should be safely on deck.
What a display of shot making this has been, Frank.
Oh, that incredible approach shot there. The easiest of birdies coming up.
Made a par in his previous round. This time, it's for birdie. Frank, all of a sudden, another player to factor in on this leaderboard.
And things are starting to tighten up right now. Going to see where the next move comes from.